What's going on, everyone? It's Adam here from First 30 Minutes on YouTube and GamesReviews.com, bringing you our review of Harvest Moon One World on Nintendo Switch. Thank you so much for all those that have been following along for all of our Let's Plays. This is a continuation of the Let's Play, but in a review format. Quickly, I want to shout out to our Patreon supporters. On the Xbox tier, it's Carmelo. The Gold tier, it's Aurora. And in the Bronze tier, it's Marge, Taylor, Amila, and Alexis. If you want to become a Patreon member and join all of these great folks, you can do that by clicking the link in the description box down below and get instant access to our Patreon-only Discord channel where we chat about things and I give you a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at what I'm doing. Okay, in Harvest Moon One World, you are working to crisscross the world and collect the medallions that will hopefully awaken the Harvest Goddess. As you do that, you will complete a number of mandatory quests that push the story forward, as well as completing some optional side quests that will give you, resources and things like that. From an aesthetics view, there are certain aspects of this game that actually look all right. I wouldn't say I hate the character sprites of the various characters. I wouldn't say I hate the look of some of the farm buildings, such as this well here is fine. The barn it's fine. It's like not crazy, but it's not bad. It's got the somewhat of the shadow work there. The house is fine. The interior of the house is okay. It's not fantastic, but it's not terrible. Like I'm not about to complain about some of the aesthetical features of the game. It's got a specific look it's going for, and it kind of hits that look. Um, Things quickly fall apart, in my opinion. If you remember from my episode 1, just getting into this game is actually quite a bit of work. More work than you really want to put into a game just to get started. It takes you a half hour, if not more, just to kind of get to your first farm area. And even then, you're going to get more tutorials along the way. You're probably not done the tutorials for this game until you're at least a half hour in. And in my opinion, that's a bit much to get started. But once you get past that, there's some quirks that you really need to get used to. You don't just go to a store and purchase seeds. Like, that's not an option. Instead, you're going to walk around and you're going to find these little sprites, and these sprites are going to give you very specific seeds. So this is a red rose seed, and every time I come here to this location at this time of day, I'm going to get a red rose seed. And there are other places where you can get other seeds. Now, it's nice that if you go into your dock pad here and you head over to your world map, you can actually set up and search for specific types of seeds. So let's say I want to find more roses, I can click rose. Let's say I want to find more grass, I can click grass, and let's say I want to find some aqua strawberries, and then I can search. As you can see on the map here, it's showing me that the grass is in the bottom left here. Okay, the red rose is in the top right, and the blue strawberry is not showing as far as I can tell. So this is kind of a good overview of where you're going to find stuff. Now, obviously, my farm is in the bottom left of the desert area where I found the red rose, but the red rose icon is showing up in the top right corner. It's not going to be perfect, but what it will look like on your screen is these little green dots on the right side. Oops, on the right side of the mini map. That's going to pinpoint where you should go, and if I walk up to this should be a other red rose seed. So that's okay. All your quests, there will be a lot of them, and they can all be found in your dock pad. And you go to your to-do requests, and here they are. So a lot of these are just continuous quests. Now, I haven't been doing a lot of quests. I've been pretty lazy. All these blacked out ones, of course, are things I've completed. These green ones are things I've done once before, but I'm being asked to do again. These ones from dock are important. These are the ones you need to continue to do, because eventually these ones from dock will trigger upgrades for your farms and things like that. One of my problems with questing is sometimes I'm not entirely sure where I'm always supposed to go. As of right now, I just completed a quest and I'm at a loss for where I'm supposed to go next. It's very possible that it's tied to a specific time of the year before a new quest will pop up. Friendly folks in all of my streams have been fantastic at telling me, "Hey, this is what you'll need next, so start saving it." So for example, as one of my great patrons, Alexis, pointed out to me, I'm going to need 9 or 10 roses for a quest. So she said, start gathering up those roses now. So I've been doing that. I haven't got the quest yet, and I don't know when I'll get the quest. But but they are there for me to do. I think one of the bigger disappointments is Natsumi put a lot of care and time into really pumping this game up. And it's unfortunate that this is what we get. So you see a couple trees dotted. It's an open but linear world. Like I can't just walk wherever. I'm stuck on these little paths. And certain areas are really well done. This area here, for example, this area is not bad. You got a couple trees, you see some weeds. There's a mushroom here I can pick up, a couple apple trees, a bear, which again is very well done. I do love the wild animals, but you contrast that against other areas of the game, and it's just not as interesting. Like this here is not as interesting. I can see the trees, that's fine, and little tufts of weeds. But like look at the right side here. Like the left, okay. The right side of this screen right now. Bear, 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 bear. What's going on? Like it feels like they created specific areas and then just threw, and here you're on the left side, just bare open grass. Uninteresting, uninspired, really unfortunate that this is what, probably years of work has really shown. And that's one of the bigger problems with One World is the game is so empty. The game is so empty. Yes, it's an open world, and yes, there's a variety of different biomes for you to explore and to get stuff in and to get new seeds and things like that. And in terms of regular farming simulation games, like there's a lot of interesting things for you to do here. I'll admit that there's lots of interesting stuff to do. And interesting things to unlock and cool plants, and you can use fertilizer and hopefully mutate plants, and it goes deeper than just a regular run-of-the-mill farming simulation game. But everything in between of those like small interesting exciting little tidbits is kind of bland and empty. um, Hopefully I can show something to you yet before this day runs out on us here, but there's just too many instances of like lazy development, if that makes sense to you. I think specifically to some of the dialogue options. When you complete a quest, the same person will give you the same quest or a close identical quest, but their responses are the same every single time. I mean, I don't expect them to have 100 different responses, but maybe give me 10 per character, and then give me 10 per character and cycle through them or something. The next unfortunate situation here is that I'm in a shop right now, and this guy's name is literally Shopkeeper. I can have a relationship with him. You can see the hearts, but he is just Shopkeeper. Very unfortunate. I don't hate the interior design here. It's not necessarily what I would have liked. I like the Story of Seasons look better, but this is not bad. This is not bad. The character names, though, each town only has like 4, maybe 5 named characters. Everybody else is just a generic character. So I'll go in here to the animal shop and talk with the lady. Again, I can have a relationship with her, but her name is Animal Dealer. To me, it's a little lazy. Unfortunately, it's a little lazy. I will say that. Um, it's just not what you would expect from a Harvest Moon game in 2021. The other thing is you'll find a lot of houses that are just empty. You won't find people doing stuff in them. They'll just be empty houses. It's fine, but it's empty. And there's no bed in there. I'm just trying to see if I can find another example. I don't think I will right now. I think it's too late at night now. But it's uninspired. Like a lot of stuff is uninspired. I can't talk, and I'm just going to forget that. So, for instance, in that first little town, the named characters are Braden, Gabriel, and Elijah. And I'm pretty sure those are the only 3 named characters. Oh, and Samantha. Those are the 4 named characters in the first area. That's it. That's literally it. And it's disappointing because you expect a lot more. I expect a lot more personally. So definitely, it's unfortunate. Once you do get further into the game, like early on, you're literally walking everywhere, and you can see I have 2 hearts up there, and I'm dying just because of the heat. But I only get 2 hearts. Early on in the game, or I don't only get 2 hearts, I had 2 hearts. Early on in the game, you only have 3 hearts, maybe 4 hearts to start, and those hearts drain quick. And you're walking everywhere, and stamina depletes while you walk until you can afford to buy a $15,000 horse, and until you unlock fast travel in the beach area, which is about kind of the second area you play in. Um, you can't get a lot done, and that's what really drags the first bit of the game down. You're so tied to walking everywhere that one, it's slow. It's slow to walk everywhere, first of all. But then second, it's not even like you waste all your resources. Like, so if you need to go see Doc and you're in the beach area, but you haven't got fast travel unlocked yet because you haven't finished the quests, walking back to go see Doc will drain your energy and you'll never make it back to your farm before you faint. It's just not well thought out. And you shouldn't be hindered in that way. In my opinion, you shouldn't be hindered that way, and you most definitely are. You most definitely are, and it's just unfortunate. There's not a whole lot you can do about it, and if you want to see what this game has to offer, you are going to have to power through. That's just the long and short of it. If you don't power through, you're going to end up quitting. And do I see a lot of people purchasing this game and quitting within the first hour? 100%. I could see this being one of those highly traded in games at GameStop and EB Games, whatever your local game store is. I could see it being traded in frequently, 100%, because I just don't think it's going to hit what people are hoping they want it to hit. So I don't know how much more I want to say about the game. The aspect of the story-driven narrative is pretty cool. It's not what I want out of a farming game, but there are folks, especially Rune Factory fans, who love a good storyline. And in this one, there is a definite storyline that you won't find in other similar games. You are trying to collect the 5 medallions. You're trying to resurrect the harvest goddess. There is a story that you're working towards. And after you complete so many quests, you'll eventually get to unlock the the next sort of quest line that gives you the next medallion. I've got 3 medallions of 5, and I think if I hop into the world map here, I got three of 5 or maybe 4 of 5. I don't really quite remember, but I know there's going to be one up in the volcano area and the snow area that I've never been yet. So I will unlock more of these medallions, and so there is a story element that you won't find in other games. I just think that this is a story game, in my opinion. There's end game stuff you can try to accomplish. I mean, one of the houses costs, I think, $350,000. I don't even know how you make that kind of money in this game, but that is an option down the road. But I mean, this is a story-driven game. I think you're playing this to find the 5 medallions, bring back the Harvest Goddess, and then it's like, if you want, you can play some of the end game. But if you don't want, well, you've beat the game. You know what I mean? And that's what separates this from Story of Seasons. If you ask me personally, I think they are 2 different experiences. I think Story of Seasons is more of your traditional farming simulation style game, and I think Harvest Moon is very story driven. Not as story driven as something like Rune Factory, but moving in that direction. So I think the biggest thing I can say about this game is you need to know what you're getting into when you purchase it. There's no environments that are going to wow you. The fact that there's 5 different biomes, it's very interesting. And I wanted to like it more than I am liking it. I'm going to keep playing to finish it. And I've had a lot of people jumping into my stream saying, we love this game. This game's amazing. And I'm happy for you. If that's what you want, this is probably going to scratch that itch. Like 100%, this will scratch that itch. And you'll enjoy it. But don't go into this thinking it's a standard Harvest Moon game, because it is not. Is there animals? Yes. Are there crops? Yes. You get the crops in the same way you would in other games? Absolutely not. You can't just go buy, I mean, you can. They're very expensive. And you only buy bags when you need a specific crop for a quest. But you don't go buy 9 crops. Like, they're $500 per one crop. The game wants you to walk around and look for the spirits or the sprites and to get the crop from the sprites. That's why they have that thing in your inventory. Everything else is just a little bit uninteresting. I'm not interested in expanding my house. Here, this might be an example of a poor name. Yeah, Tired Man. Like, this guy's name is just Tired Man. if I walk over here, there'll be another character up here, and I think his Awkward Man or something. Let me see. It might be Awkward Man. Oh, he's not here right now. Anyway, I don't have a lot more to say. The biome idea is interesting. Moving around is interesting. Exploring the towns as small as they are, like each of these towns. Let me quickly just quick show off a town for you. I'll eat that quick. All right, let's go take a quick peek up at the quote unquote town, and let's count the buildings. Like it's nothing crazy. Like look at this screen right here. I get it. It's the desert. Give me something. Where's the cactus? Where's animals roaming around? Like, make it interesting. I'm going to hit a cutscene. So this is what I was talking about. This is what I hadn't found until now, and now this is going to trigger. I bet this is going to trigger something, something that I can do to continue pushing the game forward. Here's a good example. I'm glad this popped up. You can see the cutscenes. They're pretty good. You can kind of see expressions on people that you don't see as much in Story of Seasons, in my opinion. I like when they kind of zoom out from the characters talking in the time and kind of just put all their faces up front. You get to see the eyes, you get to see the mouths and stuff like that. A little bit more interesting in my opinion because they can do a little bit more than they do in Story of Seasons. It's not perfect, but here you are again. There's Saeed, but then we just talked to Confident Man. We got Malika here, Saeed, but dignified lady. There we go. Right? It's not. It's lazy. In my opinion, it's just lazy development, and I wish I wish so much that I could be like, this game is awesome. You need to play it. There's a game here. There are going to be people that like that game, but that game isn't me. If you know what I mean. It's just not for me. I think something bad just happened in this cutscene. I haven't paid attention, but we have an option to talk to Jamal. I'm just going to wait till I do my next live stream for that. So anyway, as I was promising, so here's one building, and this will be a unique building, and there's about one of these in every town. That's kind of unique. But then you'll have a random house. We'll come around the lake. We got some camels here. It's all right. Animal store. Come around the lake. Keep coming around the lake. A general goods store, and I believe maybe another house here. Yeah, and that's it. That's town. Like I said, uninspired, uninteresting, really unfortunate. Anyway, guys, if I'm going to put a score on this, I would say it's probably a generous 6. There's a good audience for this game. There are people that are really going to enjoy it. That audience was not me. And I say generous 6 because I believe it's probably a 5. But from speaking with some folks, I've seen people that say, no, I like it. I'm interested in this game. I've enjoyed it. So like I said, in my opinion, a generous 6. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. And be sure to check out all of my playlists. I have one for Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, and Littlewood with tons of great content coming up. If you want to be a Patreon supporter and join the current group of Carmelo, Aurora, Alexis, Amila, Taylor, and Marge. You can do that by clicking the link below. You'll get access to our Discord only Patreon server where we chat about games, and I might give you a heads up on some of the things I'm working on, as well as behind the scenes pictures and a couple videos once in a while. So be sure to check that out. Otherwise, guys, thanks again. I love you all. If you like this, pick it up. That's all I can say. If you like what you've seen in this video, or if you've seen some of my Let's Play and you say, I can look past the issues, this is the game for you, but it wasn't for me. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.